Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining our session on AI-powered qual research for CX and UX teams. I'm Paul, the Director of Sales at EthOS, and I'll be walking you through a brief PowerPoint overview of the platform before we jump into the live AI demo so you can get an understanding of what kind of data the AI will be analyzing and how it was collected. EthOS is an experience research platform that allows CX and UX teams to capture any touch point along the customer journey and unearth rich insights with AI. You can capture individual experiences or entire journeys. Our omni-channel data collection capabilities mean you can capture experiences from customers while they're at home, using or testing products, shopping online, or in brick and mortar stores. You can capture general feedback and qualitative insights through video selfies and text-based responses. So anything you're looking to better understand about your customers and their experiences, you could do so with EthOS. To talk a little bit about the platform, EthOS is primarily made up of two pieces. We have the Insight dashboard, which is used by researchers to set up, manage, and analyze studies. And then we have the participant-facing mobile apps, which are used for data collection and interacting with participants. What we're looking at here are actual screenshots of the participant experience within the apps. You'll notice it looks a lot like having a text message conversation with a friend, and that's on purpose. We designed it this way to lower the learning curve for participants, but also to eliminate a lot of the friction in the data collection process. Since people are used to taking pictures, sending videos, and chatting back and forth in this environment, it's really easy for them to incorporate into their daily routines, which means you're getting access to natural behaviors, attitudes, and feedback. EthOS is also really flexible, so you can run moderated or unmoderated studies. A lot of our customers just collect all the pictures, videos, and text-based data from participants, and there's a wealth of information in that. But at any point, you can dig deeper into participant experiences by asking follow-up questions like you see in the screenshot on the right. EthOS isn't only easy to use for participants. It's a true DIY platform designed by researchers with the goal of making their job as easy as possible. It has an intuitive user interface and everything a researcher needs to ensure their study runs smoothly. We'll be looking at the back end live in a moment, so let's take a look at what really sets EthOS apart. So why do our customers tend to choose and stick with EthOS? First off, we're omnichannel. As an app-based system, we go wherever participants go, whether they're at home, in a store, at work, online, or somewhere in between. EthOS is always within arm's reach. We're also in the moment. Most traditional research methods rely on participants to recall experiences from memory. And as we know, people's memories are notoriously not that great. So the closer we can get to the moments we're studying, the closer we're getting to the truth. We've also streamlined the research process and implemented AI that saves researchers a ton of time on analysis, which has really been a game changer. Instead of having to analyze and watch tens of videos and read through transcriptions, you can now leverage our AI to generate insights in just a few clicks. Our AI also helps increase accuracy of findings by spotting patterns and trends that are difficult for humans to see. And it expands possibilities by giving researchers the ability to interact with it and ask follow-up questions. So let's jump into a project so we can take a look at how our AI tool, Instant Insights, works. So we're now on the main dashboard of a project that revolves around understanding dog food purchasing and feeding routines. You'll see a number of different task types represented here. We have text, range, video, picture, audio, and multiple choice tasks. The only task you don't see that we have available is our screen recording task for UX research, where you can have participants record their screens while they speak their thoughts out loud. So all of these responses are to tasks assigned to the participants, where they're asked to talk about things like who purchases dog food in their household, what they look for when buying dog food, and what they like about their favorite brands. So let's use AI to analyze some of these tasks. Our AI is an integration with ChatGPT-4, but it's a closed environment integrated into EthOS, so you can easily analyze data. The closed environment means that data isn't shared with the model to help it learn so that we don't have that privacy concern. To use the AI, all you need to do is select a prompt and then a task. If you're not familiar with prompts, it's essentially just the instructions you're providing the AI on how to analyze the data. So first, let's use this top prompt. We have a number built into the system, but this top one is asking the AI to review all the responses and provide a summary of the results. So next, let's choose a task that we want to summarize. And let's do, how appealing do you find this dog food packaging? So in this task, we presented participants with an image of a new dog food packaging concept and asked for their thoughts and feedback. And you'll see in the participant data area, it populated all the responses from the participants. So you can look at the data before the AI analyzes it. You can make some edits or changes if you need to, but for the most part, it's good to go. So once you click Generate Insight, the AI starts doing its thing, and it's going to pump out a summary. So reviewing the summary, reading through it, I could see at the end that some respondents are mentioning the packaging doesn't immediately convey that it's dog food, and the cutout of the animals is a little strange. So maybe there's a little bit of some confusion around the packaging. So what's great about the generative AI of our system is that you can ask it follow-up questions like, what's an example of a participant being confused about the packaging? So let's send it this follow-up, and then it'll show us that participant 2 mentions the packaging isn't very appealing and that there's symbols of other animals on the packaging that are a little bit confusing, and they might think that the food is actually for one of those other animals. So whenever you're running an analysis through Instant Insights, you can come back to it at any time because it saves your results. So as you're generating new insights and reviewing the data, you could come back into this task and this analysis and continue where you left off. Let's do another prompt. So we can also ask the AI to identify themes and provide the percentage of times that those themes appear in the data. And let's do that for a task where we ask them, what do you look for when deciding what type of dog food to buy? Again, it populated the responses. Let's click Generate Insight. So here we can see it's identifying the main themes and then showing us the percentage of times it appears in each of the data. It's also showing us that the themes add up to 142%, but that's because multiple themes sometimes appear in a single response. But again, I can ask follow-up questions here. So if I want to dig into theme 2 and I'm working on my report and I want it to provide me with a quote that best exemplifies theme 2, I can ask it to give me a quote. So I just copy and pasted that question in there. And let's see, it provided a quote from participant 2. My dog likes chicken, but has previously rejected turkey and other flavors. We only buy dry food as well. And up top here, I can always go and find participant 2's response. Let's run one more. You can provide the AI with a role, like telling it to act as a product manager and make recommendations based on the responses. So let's see what the AI comes up with for that. And let's run it on the same task. What do you look for when deciding what type of dog food to buy? So now it's pumping out a bunch of potential product ideas and innovations for the brand. We can see in this first one, it's telling us to potentially make a product that's healthier and easier on stomachs of dogs, which is kind of interesting. So let's ask it why it's suggesting that. So now it's telling us that there was a participant that mentioned that sometimes their dog gets an upset stomach. And we could see if this is happening among other participants as well. The other thing to note about prompts is that you're not just limited to the pre-built prompts in the system. You can also add a custom prompt. So if one of the questions or prompts doesn't align with the research question at hand, you can always just type in your own instructions here. Also, our AI isn't limited to analysis. You can also leverage it to help with the project setup process. So if we're just at the beginning of project planning stage, we might need to start coming up with tasks to assign the participants. So what I'll do here is I'm going to tell the AI it's a UX researcher and to provide me with a list of 10 tasks that can be assigned to participants in a 7-day diary study with the goal of understanding what influences a customer's decision to buy a particular brand of dog food. So once that's sent to the AI, it's going to start generating a bunch of different tasks. So each of these are tasks that I could consider adding into my project. And one of the biggest benefits of AI is that it means you don't have to start with a blank slate. It gives you a starting point and acts as another researcher you can bounce ideas off of. So that concludes our lightning demo. Thanks for joining. If you have any questions about EthOS or would like a more in-depth walkthrough, feel free to reach out to me at the contact info here.